Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Another week has gone by. They just fly by, don't they? I don't think time could go any faster than it does. Hi, Janet. Hi, Gail. Good morning, Ellen. Hi, Anita. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Trisha. How are you? Oh, sorry, I'm getting texts coming through. How are you, Ellen? Are you home from vacation? Hi, Sheila. What's new with everyone? Hi, Sarah. Oh, it's nice to see you. So I'm happy to be painting this morning. I did get to paint this weekend. I was working on my big painting, this big white canvas that's been back here for months. I finally put some base paint on there, and then once I do that, it's a whole lot easier to dive in. Sometimes I always say I don't have a fear of white canvas because I love going in and doing it, but I always hesitate. And then once I make those marks, then it's a whole lot easier to dive into it. I still have more work to do on it, but I love like I have a lot of fun things showing through in the background back there. And I did start putting some of the more opaque layers on. It is fun to watch it evolve. Oh, Ellen, like just throwing color kind of in the areas where things are going to be so that when I get in my studio, it's easier to dive in. The big paintings are harder for me, mostly because of the time commitment. Hi, Henriette. Hi, Danny. It's because of the volume of paint and the time. So it's just everything's bigger. Like little paintings, small paintings, I can just dive in and finish them while they're still wet. I would love to paint like this and finish one in a day so that it's all wet on wet. Good morning, Sharon. How are you? Hi, Abby. Hi, Jim. So anyway, so I'm in this mode of peonies because they are undoubtedly my favorite. I don't like to pick favorites of anything, but peonies are my favorite flower. I am going to paint a peony this morning. So let me turn this around and get this kind of set up. Let me get this off of there. And okay, I think that's good. So what's new with everyone? Anything new or fun going on? What medium do you use to go back in? Oh, Ellen, I have been using just straight walnut oil. I've been using this. I have this cute little bottle, which I'm going to go through in no time flat, but I kind of wet it back down with walnut oil. Olive oil make me hungry, right? And it seems to be working well. Oh gosh, my friend's texting about Friday happy hour already. Can you imagine? Okay, so let me think what I need to do here. So I've already been in the studio working on some things this morning. So I feel like I've already had a pretty productive day. I'm working on a company who makes shoes. Asked me to do to share their shoes, and it's really fun because I'm designing like my own design of them, painting on them, which I did paint on canvas one time, but I'll have to show you. I have them started. I'm kind of excited about doing it, thinking about what I want to do. Like it's a lot of pressure, but these cute little shoes and they're canvas. So I already put gesso on them kind of to protect them. And next I'm going to go on and work on them in acrylics. But talk about fear of a white canvas. I actually have two pair, so if I mess up, I can feel comfortable that I have a second pair to try it on. But it's a really fun project. You know, it's always good to push yourself out of your comfort zone and sometimes say yes to things that you never normally would, because sometimes that's when the magic happens, when you do those things that scare you a little bit. And you'd think, how scary can it be to paint on a pair of sneakers? But it is kind of a commitment because I've got to have it turn out. I don't know. Oh, why couldn't I use the medium that I usually use? I think maybe I could. I should play with that sometime when I have time to. But because it has like thinner in it, I think that's not good to put on top. Oops, I'm out of my magenta here. I think it's better to just use straight oil because the thinner might kind of try and take away some of the paint. Like I've played around with using some of these others. Like I've gotten this company. It's the Chelsea where I get my my brush cleaner. This, and it's a little set of 6 little. I'll have to show it to you. I really like it. I've been playing around with different ones. I'll be right back. I have to grab them. They're over here, my little thing behind my desk. So I play around with different ones to see how they react on smaller paintings sometimes. It's just not enough time to play with all the fun things, all the fun art supplies. Okay, so this is a little one of the brush cleaner. I showed you. So what's number 1? So linseed oil is one of them. And then the walnut oil that I showed you is number 2. Then 3 is a lean medium. So that's like really thin. And then 4 is a fat medium. So that you go, what do? You do fat over lean. So you could probably do this in base layers on a larger painting, more transparent underneath paintings. And then the fat would be, it's a thicker oil that you would use over top. And 5 is lavender spike oil. Doesn't that sound fun? And where's my little number 6? Oh, here's 6 over here. Oh, is the Damar varnish to put over top. And the 7 is the brush cleaner. So it's a fun little set to play with to see how things react. I was also playing around with mediums with acrylic paints, kind of to thin my paint for painting on those sneakers, because I don't want the paint to be too thick on the bottom layers. I wish I had a piece of canvas. I guess I could run to, like, we still have, I can't even remember what it's called. I haven't been there in so long. A Joanne fabric. I could probably get... Let me see, what did you say? I ordered Zested from Jackson Art, but they must order it from outside the U.S. because it has been hung up in customs for 2 weeks, even though... Oh, my goodness, Judy, that's crazy. That's discouraging if it's going to be a big hassle to get it. And I wonder why Rosemary and company stopped carrying it. Like, I wonder what the issue was, that maybe they couldn't source it well enough or something. I'll have to make our own thing, like start mixing it myself. Huh. Yeah, you know, the sneakers came, I think, from China, the sample sneakers from the company, and I think they took weeks to get here. Weeks. That's crazy how long things take. Not as bad as COVID, in the middle of COVID, I guess, but maybe pretty close. So yes, I had a fun weekend last weekend because I got to work on that large painting. I need to keep working on some things. I have a lot of commissions to do. I have a lot of, which I love. I love having them. Some people don't like doing commissions, but I've had all really good experiences with them. I don't want to jinx it. But there's no such thing as jinxing. That's all just thinking positive, right? I think I don't mind it too, because it's sort of what I've done in my business for my whole life. When you do graphic design for other people, you're making it what they want it to be, and I think I'm pretty good at that. Mary says, good morning from rainy South Carolina. Good day for painting. It sure is. Oh, Rosemary had the Zested this weekend? Or had what? Hello to Tennessee. Tennessee. My friend's son is going to get married in Tennessee in 2022. So I think I'm going to be going. I've never been to Tennessee. But I think I am going to have a road trip there. I'm excited. I love to go places that I've never been. I got to do some greens here. Hello to Minnesota. Yeah, where's everyone from? I think I need to get my greens a little dry. I tried to clean my palette off this morning. I just kind of didn't finish because I got distracted with the sneaker project. Try Amazon. Oh, you did? Oh, okay, that's good to know. I don't know that I would have even thought of Amazon. Not a big Amazon shopper, but they do come through when you need weird things. So it wasn't coming from the U.S., Judy. That's a little too blue. Let me tone that down a little bit. Florida, Ohio, Alabama. I see little paint wells from her name is, oh my gosh, I know, I love them. I know I want to use them for oil paint, but I don't want to clean the oil paint out of them. So I think I need to do watercolors just, and so this is, how cute is that? I have little, because I put my little RNF pigment sticks in there, but these are the little paint wells I like to use for watercolors. Aren't they adorable? I love them. They're from, her name is Mud. I think they're the coolest. Little treat to me. I think these days I'd rather have art supplies as a present than jewelry or anything else. Like just fun art supplies. Art supplies are the best. Good afternoon to Ireland. That's fun. That's where my son and his girlfriend just bought a house in Baltimore, and the man they bought the house from is Irish. He left them he made them like an Irish saying. He drew it and wrote an Irish saying and left it in the kitchen for them. I think that is just the neatest thing. When I moved into my house, we're only the second owners of our house, and my house was built like in 1934, I think. I always get the year confused. And so the people that lived here before, it was my parents' friends, and Anna Ruth, her grandmother, built the house for her when she got married. And when he moved out and we bought the house from him, he left pictures of me as a little girl in this house, which I love that. I think that's so cool. Love little keepsake things. And like we have the original deed of the house when it was built, and very sentimental of things like that. Tricia said the rectangular tray fits pencils and pigment sticks perfectly. Oh, good. Yeah, I have to do that. I have it sitting here just waiting for something to land in there. And I keep thinking I'm going to do watercolors, but you know, I don't know when that's realistically going to happen. But it could. It could happen. Trisha does beautiful watercolors. You have to look at her here on Instagram. Do you see her name right there? Her watercolors are gorgeous. This kind of white, I have to think about what color to make that. I don't want to make it too weird of color or this background, but oh, I'm going to throw some yellow in here, I think. When you said, oh, thanks, Anita. When you paint on arches oil paper, how? Gabby's asking me something. I thought I was missing something. Yeah, I do. I've been loving this oil paper. Where all my darks are. All right, I think that's a good base. Oh, you have a lot of, where is that light coming from? You have a lot of reflection on there. Let me, that help? No, that did not help. That helped, right? Now it made it dark. Gabby, I would say it takes about the same amount, a few weeks. Maybe, I would actually venture to say it takes a little less time to dry than on the ampersand panels, because, I don't know, maybe it absorbs into the paper more. That'd be my guess. But yeah, a little less. Okay, I think that's good. I'm fussing with this layer. All right, I'm going to clean off my palette of the So anybody have fun plans for today? I'm just working. Oh, and I have my Art in Bloom course. The first lesson was this week, so I'm going to do a little Facebook Live with them today at 1 o'clock. So that's something fun to look forward to. And something to get ready for, but that's okay. I think I'm kind of ready. Yeah, it's like if I had to do this like with marketing stuff or anything else, I think I'd get nervous, but with painting I never do, because I think I just enjoy it so much. I get in a zone and I don't worry about if I say something stupid or whatever. I will anyway. Oops, sorry, I need to move this stuff away from this little arm. It always bops around. Cleaning off my RNF pigment stick. It has a film on it, so I'm just kind of pulling that off of there with my paper towel. I put this in here, just kind of loosens up what I'm doing. I love this messy part of it. It is my favorite. I love the more and more brave that I get with my painting. I love like kind of just recklessly making a mess and then carving the painting out of it. That's how I think of it. Like carving it out. And it makes me less worried about like messing it up, because I totally mess it up and then see where it takes me. Oh, got you. Which, this one? Is this the one you meant? This is Provence Blue. And I did, this is Metallic Gold, one of my favorites. And I always love this. I always have a little splash of this in my paintings. It's like a little crazy obsession. I get into certain colors and then then it goes away. Signature thing. So I've been using the same ones. Can you use this carving out with acrylic and watercolor? I wouldn't. Good for oils. I think you could do it with acrylics because they're more forgiving. Like you can do layers, and if things don't work out, you can just go right over top. So you can play with anything. Acrylics is very forgiving that way. I would not do it with watercolor. You have to be much more mindful, I think, and less spontaneous with watercolors, because it's really like with oils, you kind of go from dark to light and you build what you're doing. But with watercolor, you go from light and build up to your darks. And if you're random with that, I don't know that it would have the same feel. Trisha, do you agree with that? Are you still on here? Trisha's much more versed in watercolors. I used to do watercolors a lot years ago, but I don't do them as much anymore. But I love the look of them. And that's why I love this Arches oil paper. I think it gives the feel. It feels like a watercolor. Malachite green. Oh, yes. Yeah. Thank you, Allie. Carol says, I got the pigment sticks. Well, they become more creamy as I use them. They're very stiff and, yeah. Caroline, I would clean the outside off. They're creamy inside. So if you use your paper towel or even a little X-Acto knife and take like a layer of that off, they're creamy in there. So maybe you have like a thicker layer on the outside still. I'm just kind of marking where my light areas are, kind of to give myself confidence where I'm putting things. I like to do that sometimes. Oh, you're welcome. Tricia said, I agree. It's tricky to carve out in watercolor after the fact, but you can always layer acrylic over the watercolor. Oh, that's a good idea. Acrylic, and I guess you could use gouache over it also, right? I have a tube of gouache laying here that I used to do gouache often in college, like when we had to do marker comps and stuff. We always used gouache, and I like that feel of that, and mixing that with watercolor would be really fun. Gosh, there's not enough time in the day for all the art projects I would like to do. Gouache too, yes. That's fun to use the opaque over the transparent. And transparency is what I love, and that's what is fun about watercolor and with this, like having the transparent colors underneath and letting some of that shine through in the end. Is you kind of have to train yourself to let the happy accidents stay in your painting, I'd say. I think that's good. Now talk about a messy middle, right? That is really a hot mess right there. Tricia said, I haven't tried oil pastels over watercolor, but I think that would be something to try, especially after fixative. And like, do you mean the little, I have a little jar of those. I don't know where I put it, of those little oil pastels. And they're so pretty, but I can't use them with oil paints because they're like too thick or something. I cleaned my brushes. Yay. Look at all those clean brushes. Let me turn this so you can see a little better. How are these oil papers framed? Can you frame them with glass? Usually oil paint is not framed with glass. Yeah, I've been playing around with that. I want to add, I have like a framing guide and I want to add to it. I've done one where I mount it onto a wood board so that it's like the ones on raised panel. And I really like that look. And then I did one where I mounted it on top of another piece of the paper. So I varnished the painting and then I varnished the paper and raised the painting and left the edge show and didn't frame it. I mean, I did frame it. I didn't put glass. Then I did one where I varnished it and I put a frame but didn't put glass on it. And now I want to do one where I matte and frame it but leave space between the painting and the glass. Judy said, what is the surface of the oil paper like? Is it weave or more like, it's just like watercolor paper. Here, Judy, I'll show it to you. I have some over here. I had to get up to get it. Well, I'm almost down. I have to make more. So then I put a little gesso on it, but this is what it looks like. So can you see it has watercolor texture. When this line is gesso, but this is, the paper looks just like watercolor paper. Shaved in little tins and then mixed with linseed oil. Oh, the little piece. Are you saying the pieces, like if you cut off a piece of the RNF pigment sticks, or do you mean the oil pastels? Let me move this out of the way. My bigger brush, I don't need that. I think these are going to be in my way. Let me move them. Okay. All right. Let me think what I'm doing here. I feel like I'm off task this morning. I'm not in my zone. Thinking about too many things. Okay. So I need to mix some cool and warm pinks, of course. My current little obsession with peonies. I actually just treated myself to some of the farm farm girl flowers. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I've gotten them before, and they're a treat. They're expensive, but just absolutely gorgeous. So they're supposed to come next Thursday. So I haven't seen the peonies where I live here. They aren't in bloom yet. Like there were some, my husband said I didn't go to market last Saturday, but there were some at market, but he said they were $10 a stem. $10 a stem. Neo color crayons are wonderful on watercolor paper. They would act similarly to the oil pigments, and they dissolve if you add water or can leave them thick. Oh, that's like in elementary school, we had something called, crayon that we would color with and then put water and then make it into watercolors. I always love to go back to a day in elementary school doing art projects. Like a little more of that. Oh, Ellen, did you plant? I have one peony plant, and I do have a bud on it. Can you show your gesso brand? Oh, rosemary. No, I don't think it's oil-based. Let me see here. I'll grab it. This is the one. That's almost, I need to order more. That's the one, golden bright white acrylic primer. I can't get my request to send. Are you not watching the video? I don't know what you mean. That message. If you're texting me, you must be seeing it. Messaging me. And I will save this when I'm finished. I always save it to my YouTube channel and to my website. Sometimes it takes me a couple days. Work's been super busy, so it might take me a little longer than normal. And like when you send requests to be in the video, I don't ever do that because I don't think I can save the video then. I'm not sure why. Put that up here. Clean that off. It's really pretty. So, I need more. This. Oil pastels are not the same as pigment sticks. Yes. Yes, right, Judy. Oil pastels don't dry. So they don't even dry if you do it over acrylic. Could you varnish it? Because like if they never dry, then what's their purpose? Other than being pretty little sticks. Because I can buy an art supply just because it's pretty. Been known to do that. I'm a sucker for a gorgeous art supply. I buy them. I don't even know what to do with them when I buy them. That doesn't happen, though. I don't have impulse art store adventures anymore, so that doesn't really ever happen. Kind of a bummer. I would love to go to an art store. Excuse me. Go even lighter with that. What colors on the left side? Oh, here. These are the colors that I use to mix. Like I call them my mixers. So across the top, I have like all the pigments that I use, all the hues, like my regular paints. And then instead of only using whites to lighten my colors, I use lighter colors. So this like Video Blue Extra Pale I love. And this one that I just used up, I need to put some more out, is Vasari's Rosebud. So those are the colors I use to lighten. Judy, I love making things. That is my favorite. I'm going to add some blue to this, because a lot of, in the right-hand flower, there's a lot of, maybe I'll even do a little bit of this in there. There's a lot of blue in there. Oh, really? Where in Pennsylvania? To Philadelphia? Gosh, I love the Vasari paints. Allie and I always talk about going to their showroom in New York together. That would be so fun. So fun. Yeah, we're in Pennsylvania. So pretty. Oh, to Easton. Well, that's fun. I could go visit Easton easily. It's right. My son went to Lehigh, so that's right, right near there. It's nice. It's just a little cooler pink. Yeah, I love that idea. Okay, so I need some greens and I need some background colors. I called because their showroom in New York is still closed. They said it's too small to safely reopen. Oh, that makes sense. Wow. Yeah, is New York starting to open up more, Allie? Allie, you're in Queens. Did you move? You were talking about moving. I can't remember if you said you moved or not. There's a little thick piece in there. Sometimes when I'm painting, I'll get like either a thick piece of paint that's kind of dry or a piece from the, excuse me, the outer layer of my pigment sticks. Oh, sorry. All right, now I need kind of grays. And up and coming town. Yes, it is, isn't it? Easton is. Ellen and I, and Anita, we could do a road trip. It would be fun to just send out if we're going somewhere and see who wants to join us. Wouldn't that be fun? I feel like my radio's loud. Let me turn it down. Okay. I'm trying to get like a dark neutral kind of color. Green. Susie, I used sap green. This feels too warm to me. I'm going to add more. Well, I guess this is a warm color too. Ultramarine. Maybe too green to me, not warm. That would be so fun. I need some road trips in my life. I'm going to use this. Oh, isn't that a cool color? Put more of that in. I think that's a good start. Now I'll show you. My coffee. Oh, my coffee's making a shadow now. So those are the colors I mixed. And I do love this greenish one here, greenish grayish. I love colors like that. I've been making these cute little color chips for my collective to play around with doing. And like in that case, if I was more intentional while I was doing that, because I'm reading and painting and thinking, I'm not paying complete attention, but I've been making these cute little color charts, and I would love to write down what made that color so that I would have a little chip of it. So when I want to come up with something sort of like that, I have a place to start. Opening in June, she said they'll announce in their newsletter. Oh, good, Allie. Love that. All right, now I usually start with my darks. Let me find a brush. I don't even know what brush I used. Well, that is not good because I think it's this one. Maybe not. Gosh, I don't know what brush I used, so I don't want to wash all my brushes tonight. It has to be this one because there's pink on it. All right, I need to sip up my coffee. All right, let's put some of the darks in. Oh, I didn't mix whites for this flower up here. Oh, maybe I'll be okay with what I have and just putting white over top of what's there. Sometimes with this base, like when I do this base, if I do it well enough, I almost can just use some pure colors as to mix them in the end. And just let the colors blend together on their own naturally. Oh, thank you. It is a beautiful flower. So pretty. I have like, you might see that little edge right there. I figure out where make my paper be the size that I want it, which is 6 by 8. But then I leave a little bit of extra edge to it, because if I mount it on the board, I wish I had them. I don't have them here in my studio. The one that I mounted, I need to do a few more of them. If I leave it like that, I leave a little extra, so I have edge to cut off. Yes, these are oil paints. Yep. Okay. It's a little too blue down there, isn't it? I love that. I love the spontaneity of that being so blue, but so I like to let a little bit show through, but that's a little too much. Always kind of dancing between loving bright colors and loving subtle colors. What do you do to get the grid on your photo? Oh, I use an app. It's called Grid, #Grid. There's the, so it's, I think it's Grid hashtag or hashtag. It's a G like that. So it's an app, and you just, it's right there in there. So you find your photo that you want in the app. And then it adds the grid for you, and you just save it. And then I draw it on my board just to give me confidence that I have things in the right place. Oh, Linda, I used, the video ended, stopped when you were mixing paint. Oh, can everyone see me? You guys are still talking to me. I use matte medium is what I've used for that, to mount it. You guys can see me. There's an app, #Grid. Yes, thank you, Jane. Love when you guys help me out. That might not. I try to keep like some of my flowers to be a little more subtle. They don't all need to be heroes. Yeah, I like that app too. I think I need a smaller brush. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know how, if it stopped, that they could write to me to tell me it stopped. You know what I mean? I don't always understand the technology stuff. I make it work for me, but I don't always get it. There are still things I have to ask my daughter how to do sometimes. Oh, good. It started again. Wonderful. It's cutting in and out occasionally. I think that I am having a little bit of internet issues here at my house, because I was having some trouble loading some projects that I was working on yesterday too. So it could be my internet. Can't live with it and can't live without it, right? It's pausing intermittently. Yeah, it's probably me. I hope not, but it probably is. I think I need to get high-speed internet at my house. I mean, I have high-speed, I think business internet. I don't know if that would help or not. It might. All right, enough fussy with that. I had to get out and then back in because it froze. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, it's good to know. I don't know how to fix it, but... thinking of where the darker side of this is. I think Instagram been acting. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Instagram has been. You are so right. Instagram's been so wonky lately. Like things don't load and I want to watch something, and usually when I pop in there to do things in Instagram, I don't have a lot of time, and then I feel frustrated because I need to go before I actually can post something. And the other day I was trying to post like a time lapse, and I don't think I ever did. I think I ended up just giving up and not doing it because it wasn't worth the time it was taking. Hi, Kira. How are you? In Florida, the internet sucks here too. Yeah, maybe it's Instagram. I mean, it's little of all of it, I guess. It's a little darker right here. It kind of goes up. Love all the subtleties of it. 42. I better get moving here. I feel like I'm going slow today. Allie said, it reminds me of the apron you gave out at your workshop. I'm wearing it now while I paint. Oh, how fun. Yes, I'm doing a workshop in Connecticut, so I need in the fall. So I'm going to have to get more of those aprons made. So fun. I'm glad you're enjoying it and wearing it, Allie. And is it a peony? I've done them with peonies and with sunflowers, depending on what we're painting in the workshop, I think. Some whites and lights in there. Happy to have caught this today. Got a new job at a plant shop and can't decide if I'm more excited for new plants or to paint new plants. Well, that's a perfect mix, Kira. I would enjoy working at a plant shop to be able to paint plants. I totally get that. I love going to plant shops just to find inspiration. Might get to do that a little bit this weekend. That would be fun. We bought fruits and vegetables at the farm stand last weekend, and those are planted. But, I could use some more flowers. Peonies. Yes, peonies. They're the best. Yeah, I hope that they're soon. I guess we've had kind of a cooler, has it been a cooler spring? I think it has, so it might be a little while till the peonies are totally in bloom. Would love to find color chips for mixing. Still learning how and what to mix. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of experimenting. I use the peony apron when I bake. I don't want to mess it up with paint. That's cute. Thanks. Baking sounds like fun too. All right, I got to stay focused here. I'm not going to have this done in time. That doesn't happen very often, but I feel a little slow today. I want to let those fun little things show through too. I don't want to overwork and end up losing all the fun colors that are coming through from the background. It doesn't work for me. I literally need to be covered from head to toe. Ellen, you need a painting like jumpsuit, right? That sounds like fun. Yeah, I often have paint on my face. I go places and I don't even realize how much paint I have on myself. I think I'm even messier with acrylics than I am with oil paints. Look. It's hard to tell if that's working yet because it's so, I'm trying to let it be a little more abstract, but let me get this will be right in here, a little dark spot. My paint's a little thick to, that's a little better. I got that in there. I have it on paint on my face. So do I. I think it's from cleaning it off your face sometimes when you're doing something, and I always have it on my face. And then I'll be somewhere and I'll be like, how many people saw paint on my face? And no one told me. Even my own kids. Like, you don't tell me. I think they're so used to seeing paint on my face that it's like it's supposed to be there. Like, you can let me know when I'm going out and I look funny because there's paint all over myself. I want to let that... I got to do some of these details here. Phalos get phalos do. Phalos seem to grow and prosper when you get them on something. They stick around forever, don't they? They're very dominant, which is a mixed blessing. It's good when you need it, but when you get it somewhere and you don't intend to, it can be a little crazy. I think that's getting there. I need to do some of this neutral color that I mixed. Kind of more for the shadow sides of things. I have a dark area here that I have to pay attention to. That's actually a red in there. It's a leaf. A petal, I think a dark petal is in there. Kind of comparing where things are. I think that's a little low, but it needed that dark spot. Now there's still a lot of, there, is that better? I need to work on my lighting. This would be another one that would be fun to do really big. I think I did paint this large one time. Now I have to find all the little spots that I want to carve out. And I try to put down decisive brush strokes and don't fuss with them. I'm thinking that you clean your brush each time before you pick up a light pink petal color. Judy, I think that was just a reminder to me that I need to clean my brush every time I do that because I haven't been. Okay. Thank you. I'm forgetting to clean my brush. Sometimes when I get involved, like I forget what I'm supposed to be doing and I just kind of go more intuitively, I guess. Which is good and bad at the same time. But cleaning your brush really helps to keep your painting clean. So now I'm really just kind of carving out parts of the flower. Sorry, you don't hear my stomach. I think I need breakfast. A little dark in there. Good morning. Okay, sorry, make it look easy. Thanks, Ellen. Yeah, it's hard to be patient and wait and put some of those things in at the very last minute, because that, if you kind of do them too early, I feel that I personally end up, it gets muddier. So I try to wait until the very end to do those kind of like kisses of color, but no, I don't want that green in there. Takes a lot of patience for someone like me who has none. I'm the least patient person. I'm not patient with myself or anything else. It's from spending all those years being in a hurry, trying to slow down and be more intentional with what I'm doing all the time, but it's always a work in progress. I can't expect it just to happen, and it doesn't, but I keep trying. Thank you, Sheila. There's some lights up in here. A lot more light is hitting, like this. It's the part where I hold my breath a lot when I'm painting because I don't want to do it wrong. Is it coming? I think adding those last strokes are a light touch. I put too much pressure on the brush and mix mud. Yeah, I think it does take a very light touch, and you can put down paint and go back in over top. It can get to be too much too. You can end up putting too much paint on your canvas. Now I feel like it's still dark, but I don't know if that's because I don't have any light shining on it. No, wait, let me see if I can. Yeah, that's a little better. Like a magician. Brush is your wand and those colors are your magic. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just that it is like so fun to do. It really is. It amazes me sometimes, you know, I'll be doing something and it all just comes together in the end, and I'll say, like, how did that happen? I really feel like I have very little to do with it. Oops. Sorry. I think I need breakfast. All right, do I need this light? This needs to be more of a dominant petal right here. It's a little shift in right there. And this has a little, that gave a little focus to that middle. You're also getting enough paint. Also getting enough paint on your brush. Let me push this back a little. time is it? 56. I got to conclude here. Any other spots that I need? And then I will finish this up and say goodbye. I think we're good. I like the colors that are like, there's some spontaneous colors that are showing through, and I love letting that stay. If you work on things too much, you lose that. So I'm going to sign it. Oh, it takes, talk about getting impatient. Yeah, I would say I let them dry for a couple of weeks. And then here's my palette. So I will save this, and it'll be on my YouTube channel and on my website. I'll send out a newsletter. If you guys aren't on my newsletter list, just send me a note and I will add you if you'd like to be added to. Just give me your email if you'd like to be added to my newsletter list. But thanks for coming and hanging out with me this morning. It was a pleasure as always. It's so fun doing this. It is a magic brush. It's Rosemary and Company's, oh, here, I got it the wrong way. Eclipse Short Flat. This is my favorite. So today I used a number 12 and a number 8, my two favorite sizes too. Ellen says, I would step back because things start to look strange when you're concentrating so hard. Yes, you're right. It's good to stand up. And it's good to look at it through the phone, too, or in a mirror. And when I signed with a thing called a Kemper Wipeout tool, it's a little rubber tip tool. It just takes the paint away to the underneath of the painting. So I think this is going to conclude here. So thanks for coming, guys. I'll see you again next Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for coming. No, wait, here.